What's up, everybody? This is Domingo Hero Network, and today's Yu-Gi-Oh video I'm going to be doing a deck profile, and the deck profile I'm going to be doing is my Penguin deck profile. And I have to say, I love this Penguin deck. It's really fun to play. It's a really fun deck to play. I actually like Penguins. They're pretty fun to play. They're pretty cool. I've been a fan of the Penguins ever since the original Yu-Gi-Oh, where you know, one of the members of the Big Five, Grom, that's his name, Grom, who was a member of the Big Five, actually played Penguin. So this is his deck, which is pretty cool. And ever since the original Yu-Gi-Oh anime, it's like a lot of fun to play Penguins and stuff. And also, guys, in the next few months, we should be getting more new support for Penguins, which I will talk about that after I'm finished with the deck profile. So without further ado, let's get this started. So here we go. So I'm going to show you guys the main deck and the extra deck, because this is the deck I play for fun. So let's start off with the main deck, and we're going to start off with the monsters, of course. So for the monsters, I do play 3 copies of Penguin Soldier. Penguin Soldier is really good. This card has an effect where it has a flip effect. You can flip this card, right? And it has an effect where you can target up to 2 monsters on the field and return those targets to the hand. So it's pretty good, you know, bouncing up 2 monsters on the field. It could be your opponent's. Hell, you can even bounce back your monsters too. You can even bounce back your own Penguin Soldier and then, you know, bounce it back and then do the whole thing over again, which is pretty cool as well. So 3 copies of Penguin Soldier, really good card. And next I do play 3 copies of the Nightmare Penguin. Nightmare Penguin is pretty good too. It has an effect where all face-up water monsters you control gain 200 attack points. When this card is flipped face up, you can target 1 card your opponent control and return it to the hand. So that's actually pretty good. So, you know, a pretty good beat stick for all your Penguin monsters are water attribute. And then, you know, flip it face up, and then target 1 card in the field. It could be like a monster or a spell and trap. Your opponent control return it to the hand, so it's like a compulsory. Pretty good card. And it's a really good generic level 4. And it's a good level 4 monster as well, especially if you want to go for your Muhammad Shark Totally Awesome engine. Next, I do play 3 copies of the Great Emperor Penguin. This card is actually pretty good. The only thing is the Great Emperor is level 5. That's the thing. But despite the level, his effect is really good. What it does, you can tribute this card, special summon up to 2 Penguin monsters from your deck, except for the Great Emperor Penguin. So that's pretty good. You know, tribute, special summon up to 2 Penguins, so that way if you want to go for your link plays or your synchro plays, or, you know, so many plays you want to do, it's really good. This is a card really does help a lot. So Great Emperor Penguin is really amazing, especially if you're going to special summon up to 2 Penguins from your deck, and so that way you can go for your link plays or synchro plays and stuff. Next, I played 3 copies of Putty Penguin. Very cute card right here. So Putty Penguin, the level 1 Penguin monster, has an effect where when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, after being flipped face up, you can target 1 Penguin monster from your graveyard, except for Putty Putty, special summon that target face up attack position or face down defense position, which is pretty good, especially like you know, you send it for the field after flip face up. If you have a Penguin Soldier or the Nightmare Penguin, you can special summon it face down the defense position, then flip and use their effects and stuff. So it's pretty good. So Putty Penguin is a pretty good, decent level 1 monster to play. Next, I played 3 copies of No Penguin. No Penguin's a pretty good card as well. It's a really good level 3 monster. No Penguin has an effect where during either player's turn, when an effect of a Penguin monster is activated, special summon this card from your graveyard. You can only use this effect of No Penguin once per turn. If a card will return from the field to the hand by the effect of a Penguin card, banish it instead. So that's actually pretty good, because once you have this and you got the Penguin Soldier and the Nightmare Penguin, you use their effect and then special summon it. And then once you activate the effect while no Penguin's on the field, instead of bouncing cards to your opponent's hand, you can banish them instead, which is really cool. And also, you can Foolish Burial No Penguin, send the deck to the graveyard, so that way when you activate an effect of Penguin monster, special summon No Penguin from your graveyard, and then you can use the other effect to banish your opponent's cards instead of bounce it back to the hand, which is pretty cool. No Penguin is a really good Penguin card to play, especially you want to get rid of your opponent's cards, like banishing them instead of returning to the hand. So it's pretty cool. And next, I do play 3 copies of Penguin Torpedo. Penguin Torpedo, a really good, decent level 3 Penguin monster. What it does is, this card can attack it directly, When this card inflicts damage to your opponent target, you can target one level 6 or lower monster your opponent control, take control of it until the end phase, but its effect is negated, and it cannot declare an attack. While you control it, you can only use this effect of Penguin Torpedo once per turn. So, and also the other effect at the end of the damage step, if this card is attacked, destroy this card. So it's pretty good, like stealing in a level, this card attack directly, stealing your opponent's monster, but it has to be a level 6 or lower monster, getting control of it. Then the good thing about it, if you do that, you can go for your synchro plays or even your link plays as well, which is pretty cool. And of course, if it's attacked by an opponent's monster, it's automatic self-destruct. But Penguin Torpedo is pretty good, especially stealing an opponent's monster and stuff, and attack directly. Of course, Penguin Torpedo's attack is 550, so. And next, I play a tuner monster in this deck. It's a Penguin Tuner, and has 3 copies of Glacial Beast Polar Penguin. Polar Penguin is really good. It's a Penguin Tuner monster. Not only that it's a Glacial Beast monster, but also it does count as a Penguin monster, which is pretty good. And it's a level 3 tuner, which is a good tuner, especially if you want to go for your synchro plays, especially going for Penguin Brave. It has an effect where if this card is special summon, you can target one monster your opponent controls, return it to the hand. If this card on the field is destroyed by battle by card effect, you can target one card your opponent controls and return it to the hand. You can only use one of Glacial Beast's Polar Penguin's effect per turn only once that turn. So you only have to activate one of those 2 effects. But you're mostly going to use it for the synchro plays because, like I said, it's a level 3 tuner monster. So it's really good. It's a really good card. You always got to play. I feel like 3 of these is fine because especially if you want to go to your synchro plays. So that's it for the monsters. Now we're going to move on to the spells. So the spells I play 3 copies of Book of Moon. Book of Moon is really good for Penguin because, like, when you flip them and you activate the effects, you can go Book of Moon, turn it face down, and then flip it back up instead. So it's pretty good. It's like, restarting your batteries and stuff. So it's a really good spell card, Book of Moon. Next, I play 3 copies of Mystical Space Typhoon. I play this because, I prefer this over other cards like Twin Twisters, Harvey Featherless, and stuff like that because, MSD, I feel like I prefer this over Twin Twister and Night Beam and the Galaxy, one of the Galaxy part to pop a card because I feel like MSD is the better card for this deck in my opinion. If I had a Harvey's, I don't have Harvey's Feather Dust because I don't have money for it right now. But maybe I'll put it in the deck. But for now, 3 copies of Mystical Space Typhoon is fine because you want to get rid of your opponent's spells and traps. So it's pretty good. Next, I play 3 copies of Salvage. Salvage is really good for Penguins since they're a water monster. Most of them has 1500 or less attack. So Salvage, target 2 water monsters and with 15 less attack, and return it from the graveyard to your hand. So it's pretty good. This card you always got to play a 3 because it's really good. Next, I do play 3 copies of Surface. Since most of your Penguin monsters are level 3 and lower, and they're also aqua types, so you can special summon it from graveyard with Surface, because Surface does special summon a level 3 or lower sea serpent, fish, or an aqua type monster from your graveyard in defense position. So it's pretty good. It's good to summon out, let's say your Penguin Soldier or your No Penguin, or even your Glacial Beast Polar Penguin as well. If you special summon Polar Penguin with Surface, you can get the effect to bounce back an opponent's card. Next, I play 2 copies of Mobile Agree. 2 of these is fine. Don't really need a third one. 2 Mobile Agree is pretty good. You shuffle 2 Wonder Monsters from your hand, and then shuffle it to the deck and draw 3 cards, which is pretty good. It's a really good card since the Penguin monsters are water attributes, so it's pretty good. And for the 1-ups I play, I do play 1 copy of Foolish Burial, obviously for No Penguin. 1 copy of Regenki, just to get rid of your opponent's monster. Regenki is a really good card to play. And the 1 copy of Monster Born, just for the extenders and stuff, because Monster Born is amazing. That's it for the spells. Now we're going to move on to the traps. I play 3 copies of Junk Sleep. Junk Sleep is really good at this deck. What this card does, if your opponent normal special summon the monsters, you could change all face down defense position monsters you control to face up attack position. During the end phase, you could change all monsters you control to face down defense position. You can only use each effect of Junk Sleep once per turn. Junk Sleep is amazing because, like, if you got your Penguins, like, they activate their effects when they flip, and then you can flip it up when your opponent normal summon a special summon a monster, change them all into attack position, and then bounce. your opponent monsters and stuff. And then during the end phase, you could just flip them back face down, which is really, really good. Of course, you only get this effect once per turn, but Junk Sleep is pretty good, and this deck is really good. And for the other track cards that I play, besides Junk Sleep, I play 2 copies of Compulsory Evacuation Device and the 2 copies of Dimensional Prison just to round out the main deck. You know, these are pretty good, decent track, good track cards to play. You know, because Compose bounce back a card, Dimensional Prison just bans an opponent's attacking monster, so it's really good. But you could play you could play any other track cards you want. It's all up to personal preference. Whatever card you want to play in your Penguin, then I say go for it. It's all up to personal preference. That's it for the main deck. Now we're going to move on to the extra deck. So I'm going to start off with the Synchros, and I'm going to be playing 3 copies of Penguin Brave. Penguin Brave is a really good level 6 Synchro monster for Penguins. What this card does is your opponent cannot target face down for destination monsters you control with card effects. You can only use each of the following effects of Penguin Brave once per turn. If this card is single summon, you can special summon 1 Penguin monster from your deck and face down to possess position. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can flip 1 face down defense position 1 monster you control to face up. That's actually pretty good because, like, you know, protecting your Penguin monsters that are face down by an opponent's card effect. And then, you know, your opponent activate a monster effect, you know, flip one of those monsters face down to face up, and then you know, when this card is single summon, you can just special summon a Penguin monster from your deck and face down to possession position, like your Penguin Soldier or your Nightmare Penguin or even your Glacial Beast. Polar Penguin, which is really, really good. So, and how many cards do you think you should play? You can play somewhere between 2 to 3, in my opinion. Penguin Brave. Next, I do play 1 copy of Doloran, Tiger King of the Ice Barrier, and the 1 copy of Gumnir, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. So the cards are pretty good. These are the Ice Barrier singles that I played. They played really well in this deck. Doloran, you know, once per turn, you know, you only got to use that effect of Doloran once per turn. Bounce back face-up cards you control, and then Doloran gains 500 attack for each one on the end phase. It's pretty good, like bounce, like when you flip summon your Penguin Soldier, Nightmare Penguin, you can go Doloran and bounce back those cards and then do it all over again. Gumnir is pretty good. It's a good level 7 monster where you can just once per turn discard up to 2 cards and then target up to 2 cards your opponent controls and destroy them. So it's really good. Playing these 2 Ice Barrier single monsters does help a lot. And next I play another level 7 water monster, a copy of Glacial Beast Polar Penguin. Glacial Beast Iceberg Noah. I'm sorry. But yes, Glacial Beast Iceberg Noah is a really good level 7 monster. What he does is each time another monster you control is destroyed by an opponent's attack or card effect, it flips 600 damage to your opponent. During the battle phase, when your opponent activates a card effect while you control another monster quick effect, you can negate the effect, and if you did destroy that card, you can only use each effect of Glacial Beast Iceberg Noah once per turn. It's a really good level 7 synchro monster. It does help this deck a lot, you know. Pretty good. That's it for the Synchro, guys. Now we're going to move on to the XCs. I only play 3 XCs in this deck, which is the 2 copies of Totally Awesome and the 1 copy of Bahama Shark. So, you know, and of course, the only way to go to Bahama Shark, if you have 2 of your Nightmare Penguins, because Nightmare Penguins are level 4, if you have 2 of them on your field, you know, flip, bounce, and then XCs, go to the Bahama Shark, and then summon out, use Bahama Shark's effect attach, and then summon the Totally Awesome from your extra deck, which is pretty cool. So, Totally Awesome is pretty good, you know, negating an opponent's card and all that stuff is really amazing. So that's it for the XCs. Now, as far as links, I do play, I think, about 6. So I do play 6 of these. So I played 1 copy of Miss Starboy. It's a really good generic link monster, but it's pretty good since, you know, the Penguin monsters are water monsters and they all gain 500 attack. 1 copy of Undercloud Taker. It's a decent Link 2 monster. The reason why I play it is because I played the Nightmare package of 1 copy of Nightmare Service, 1 copy of Nightmare Phoenix, 1 copy of the Nightmare Unicorn. If you go Undercloud Taker and then you can go Link Summon for Service and Phoenix, you can have this lock where they cannot, when they are co-linked with each other, cannot be destroyed by battle of a card effect, which is pretty cool. Unicorn is also good as well, bouncing back a card and shuffle it to the deck. And the last Link monster I played to round out the extra deck is the 1 copy of Sarua's Skull Drag, the only good Link 4 monster that I play. So your Skull Drag is really good. It's a good Link 4 monster. 2800 attack. Also has these effect where, you know, if a monster is normal summoned to the zone this card points to, it gains 300 attack and defense. It also has another effect where you can special summon 1 monster from your hand, and it has another effect where if this card's linked somewhere, you could draw 4 cards, but then you got to place 3 enough on your hand to the bottom of the deck in any order. Of course, you only gain those effects based on the number of materials they use to link summon of this card. So that's pretty good. So they're all pretty good. So these are pretty cool league monsters to play in this deck as well. So they do help a lot. And that's gonna be it for the deck profile, guys. I hope you guys enjoy my Penguin deck profile. Now, before I end this video, I just want to say that Penguins are going to be getting new support coming up soon. I think it's going to be coming up maybe around October or November, I believe. I think around October, coming up in the next couple months. So yes, Penguins are getting more new support, which is pretty cool. And also, guys, when the new support for Penguin comes out, I will definitely get those cards, and I will definitely do another deck profile with Penguins with the new support. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up in the future. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I hope don't forget to like this video, share, subscribe, and post your comments in the comment section below, and tell me what you think about my Penguin deck profile. That's gonna be it for this video, guys. So this is Domingo Hero Network. All I can say is take care, have a good day, goodbye, everyone, and Domingo Hero Network is signing out. Peace.